Welcome. Well, you are at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family. And we are delighted that you have welcomed us into your home. Today is Monday, August 1st. Happy August to you. Today we're taking comments and questions from you, our viewers. So if you're watching, you know that we are here and we are live. Please give us a jingle at 1-800-221-9460. If you are calling and you are outside North America, you can reach us at area code 205-271-2980. And you can always send us an email with a question or a comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com, and check us out on Facebook. Well, as you know, we always put a question out there for you, and this was the question for today's show. Do you have any tips for raising pro-life children and growing the culture of life? So we want you to think about that and then give us a call. And we're going to talk about raising pro-life kids in a post-Roe world. Right. Now, some states you could still have abortions in, but most of our states have flipped, put in trigger laws. There are laws, they're life states, but we still have abortion in our country, and we still fight this battle.
That phrase, raising pro-life kids in a post-Roe world, is by Katie Warner, katiewarner.com. We're going to go over her article, the tips that she gives for raising pro-life kids, so it's going to be a great show.
Well, and because it's going to be a great show, one of the things that we want to share with you is over this weekend, these two very young people right before your eyes have celebrated our 45th wedding anniversary.
Amazing.
How could it be? I'm just 45. I don't know. And so here we are, and we had a beautiful celebration. Our grandchildren wanted us to have a party. So first, everybody came to Mass Saturday night at 5 o'clock Mass, and then Father Jerebick renewed our wedding vows. I really kind of thought he was going to do it like right after Mass.
Yeah.
And
reaffirmation of vows. Instead, he did a blessing.
He did a blessing
in front of the whole congregation, which was great. We got all their blessing upon us.
And that was so sweet, but I didn't know that was going to happen.
No.
So, but I obey my priest, and he said, "Jim and Joy, come down," and we went down, and he prayed this beautiful blessing over us. And that was beautiful. And all of our 16 of our 17 grandchildren there, our 2 sons, their wives, our 2 daughters, their husbands were there, and your nephew Stephen and his beautiful wife Bridget were there. And the witness of, guess what? 2 ordinary people making a journey, an adventure for life and love, all because of Jesus, and it's possible. So we did it so our grandchildren could see that it takes 2 people and Jesus to make a marriage go.
And we went to a beautiful venue and had a great meal. Everybody had filet mignon.
They had
just wonderful.
The children had chicken fingers and French fries because that's what they wanted.
And so, during that meal, near the end of it, we got up and we shared a little bit just about our love for each other. And I think they know that already, but how much I love you, how blessed I am to have you as my wife. And talking about dating for 5 years, so we're together like over 50 years, for 14 years, married 45 years. Just saying to those, thanking our 2 sons and daughters, the good marriages that they have, all these children coming forth, 9 others who were miscarried, besides the 17, so 26, grandkids. And saying, in my heart was so full with love and gratitude, and just saying, I want you to have at least as much love for your wife or husband as I have for Nona, for your mother, your grandmother. And I want you to know that that's what I want in this culture that denies marriage and denies the love of children and so on. So this is how you raise a pro-life kids, kids for life, marriage, and the family. First of all, you're just filled with love for your own spouse, all the joys and sorrows and that go into that, but they know.
They know, and then they wanted to ask questions.
They did.
So they asked questions, and Josiah, one of Rebecca's 8, said to Bobo, he said, "I have a question, Bobo." He goes, "How did you find Nona?" And he was so cute. And then they were asking us questions like, "Where did you buy your wedding dress? How much did your wedding dress cost?" And things that you think you may have said, but they just really wanted to hear, because that's the legacy of life and love that you want to pass on, and those stories to tell your children and your grandchildren, and hopefully, if we get to live, to see our great-grandchildren, because we want our grandchildren to get married.
So plenty more to come. We want you to give us a phone call, send us an email. Do you have any tips? And this is a really important question. Tips sounds kind of light, but how are we rearing our children in the midst of a denying culture regarding marriage, life, and the family? How are we raising them to love children, to love marriage and the family? So give us a call. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, remember that today we're taking your comments and your questions on our show. So if you're watching, it's Monday and we are really here alive. 1-800-221-9460. Outside North America, 205-271-2980. Always send us an email with a question or a comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com and check us out on Facebook. So the question for the day is this. Do you have any tips for raising pro-life children and growing the culture of life? And how do we really pass that on? And Katie Warner wrote an article that was in the Catholic Register, right? And so you can go to her website, katiewarner.com.
Or if you want the article, you can write us jimandjoy@ewtn.com, jimandjoy@ewtn.com. She gave us permission to make that into a document and to send it to you. But we want to hear from you as well. These are some tips she gives, and we're giving tips. What are you doing? I know many of you are. Intentionally and willfully sharing with your children through your words and your deeds about the greatness of children and of a human being, of another person, that you get to be co-creators with God in this. So give us a call, 1-800-221-9460.
And really, you know, as parents and as grandparents, and even if you're an aunt or an uncle, this world is telling our children, our grandchildren, lies. They're lying to them. The church, right now, this is the church's greatest hour to be a faithful Catholic, one set on fire by God to make a difference in the world. We have the truth. We know everything that is good and true and beautiful, and all we're trying to do is work out our salvation every day. We're trying to obey the beauty and the goodness of all of it. And we have to pass it on, because the world, they don't even know who they are.
The world is passing on what they believe.
Right.
Which is, they've redefined marriage. You can't redefine reality, but they've redefined marriage. We pray for the conversion of people that think this way. But all of our kids, through the media and everything, are under this influence that, you can have any kind of relationship you want. You join our work in a crisis pregnancy center. We see 1,000 cases per year or more, and these people are coming in, and most of the women at this point are really distraught because they're pregnant and they don't got a guy that's really committed to them. Love without I can go on and on about that. Love without responsibility. And then the final thing is to abort their love that they conceive together. And we see this every day. We see the children that are going to be aborted. Good.
So it really is important that we do what we're supposed to do, because the state is a church and the state is telling our children what to do. We as a church, we need to say, no, we're going to tell you everything that is good and true and beautiful. And so Katie wrote this great article.
Yeah. Let's go over
and one
some
of the things that she shares is, she says, one of the things we need to do is you need to volunteer your time, treasure, and talent at a local pregnancy center. So if you have children, or maybe you're a nurse, a retired nurse, a volunteer, something you could do, maybe you're the Knights of Columbus, and the Knights of Columbus have put over 1,000 ultrasound machines in pregnancy medical centers all throughout this country in 10 years. And that's a chunk of change, what they have raised and supported for life.
And you need to know where the pregnancy resource centers are. How do I know that? Go to optionline, optionline.org, optionline.org. If you go to that website and just put in your zip code, it will reveal to you 1, 3, 4 that are in your local area, so you know where they are. There's about 300 pregnancy centers like the one that we work in all over our country, more throughout the world. They also have listings for other countries. So know where they are, and you want to visit there, or you want to volunteer in some way. And like you were saying, Joy, there's some of the parishes in our diocese that before the kids make confirmation, they come to Her Choice Birmingham Women's Center, our center. And
it's a field trip for them.
so we show them beautiful pictures of fetal development, and we show them women who were thinking about abortion. They see the children. They get to share a little bit. Joy takes the girls. I take the guys for a private tour and share with them. We have a chapel with Jesus in the tabernacle and in a monstrance. I'm in there with the guys, and I speak about confirmation to them in the context of life and the culture of death, and say, you know what, you don't have to be confirmed. Now, when you were baptized, you didn't have a choice. You have a choice to be confirmed. Your parents can't make you get confirmed. Maybe the parents don't like that, because now is the day you choose to be a Catholic man. And this is what it means to be a Catholic man. Not that I've done it perfectly or that we do it perfectly, but it means to love life, to love children, to love your wife, to say no to the culture of death, to pornography, to abortion, and so on. I mean, these guys are like, and some of the parents are kind of hanging out, and they usually thank me, most of them at the end, for that talk. We get down on our knees, and then I open up the tabernacle, and the monstrance is there. I said, now you're getting ready to make confirmation, but now we got to dedicate ourselves to the Lord. He's here, the author of life, like that. That happens at a pregnancy resource center. That's what we're doing there. Kids volunteer. Little Chloe, we have this little girl that comes with a mother periodically. And so she's been, you know, we place little babies like this in the bags that we give to the girls, or we use these with the girls that are thinking about abortion. She sees them, she puts them in the bag. And then I said to Chloe, what else are you learning about being here at the pregnancy? Because sometimes I hear in the ultrasound room the baby's heart beating. Boom, 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 boom. I said, that's a baby's heart. And they're in there considering whether they're going to abort a baby or not. You see, she's being reared in this. When you hear with your own senses a heart beating and think, that heart might be stopped. This isn't even seeing aborted babies. They make the connection when they see the beautiful children, you know, the fetal models, and hearing the heartbeat. You know, they're never the same after that. Positive. They're pro-life once they come through that place.
Well, and so Katie's tips are, one, you can volunteer your time, talent, or treasure. Maybe you can't volunteer time, but you could send your money, because pregnancy resource centers are doing unbelievable work all throughout this nation, and they certainly need your financial support.
I think they're showing some pictures of the little babies.
The fetal models.
All of our children and grandchildren grew up with these models.
They call them Nona's babies. Where's your babies, right. Nona?
And then every once in a while they throw them or something. The younger ones. I say, whoa, hey, wait a minute. I said, you bring them out. It's a baby, you know, like you got. And so we do that. But it's instilled in our kids, not only with our words and with our lives and with our love, but they can feel what this is about and see what this is about. And they just grow up loving children.
And the beautiful thing is that, you know, we have to affirm the essence of every humanity. I know right now you were seeing a picture of a 7-8-week-old baby, and there's a campaign. It's called My Heart Beats Just Like Yours, and it's from Priests for Life. And so that you can affirm the essence and say, you were once that size in your mother's womb. Or you hold them the fetal model and you say, you were this size when you were in your mommy's tummy. So they can connect their own reality or see their own ultrasound pictures that maybe their mothers had of them when they were in, and put them in their baby book. We had some babies born when they didn't have ultrasound machines. But, and so that's the beautiful thing where you can pass that on. The other thing you can do, Katie tells us, is to pray. And so maybe you're at home and you say, I can't volunteer, but I could be a prayer warrior. There are certainly national prayer campaigns, 40 Days for Life, where they go out in front of Planned Parenthoods all throughout this country just to pray for 40 days. There's usually 2 campaigns for that.
But Joy, here's what else. You okay? Yeah, we're both really excited. Go to ewtn.com/pro-life, and Father Joseph's written a whole book or compiled prayers, pro-life prayers. So go there, you can order it right online, and they'll send it to you through email. It's an ebook, that's what it is. And they have prayers for the preborn, for mothers in crisis, for the elderly, for the handicapped, for the affirmed. And so you could pray these prayers together as a family, and it just begins to get into your children.
And it's really important. The other thing she talks about is affirming and promoting the wonder of babies, preborn babies alike, baby pictures, models. Teach your children about abortion. Now, I know that Katie says this too, it's when it's age appropriate, but when do we say that? And sometimes we as parents, we never say that. I mean, you know our story. Our son Matthew asked us what an abortion was because he saw a little pamphlet. And we told him about what an abortion was as gracefully as I could. He was 6 or 7 years old. And he turned to me and said to me, Mama, they're killing babies in our country? And I said, yes, Matthew. And he said, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
And so that's where the challenge might come. We need to teach our children, because my children challenged me to say, what am I doing about it? I wasn't doing anything. But that's where they have courage, they have faith. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do something about it. And we got involved. Yeah. And so you need to have that conversation with your children. Talk to them about this law that just passed a month ago on the Feast of the Sacred Heart. Tell them about what God did. Let them know about the Supreme Court justices. Let them know about Justice Alito and what he wrote, and share that with them.
Yeah. Now,
because this is their faith.
You're seeing these fetal models, and you can get them at Harvest House. It's
Heritage House.
Oh, thank you, honey. Heritage House. www.hh76.org. hh76.org. So if you want those models, and they got just a plethora of pro-life items that you can purchase, that's where you would go to get those items. And like I said, they mean so much to the kids.
They do, and they have everything you could think of for pro-life.
Yeah.
So go to HH76, and there's a thing that says products. Click on products. It's pamphlets and brochures, everything that you could need or want pro-life.
Let's take a comment here. We always talk about the sanctity of life and pray for the end of abortion. Every day during family prayer. I've got 3 pro-life kids in their 20s.
That's it.
Julie.
And that's what you have to do. You have to teach it. When Jim was doing rescues here in Birmingham, our children would pray. And I can remember Wesley, our youngest son, praying in particular by name for one particular abortionist. And he would say his name every morning in our morning prayers, and that he would stop doing abortions. Guess what? He stopped doing abortions. But we got to teach our children, and they'll catch it. And we have to make it like it's our breath. It's easy. It's so natural to us.
Just real quick, I've only flown first class once in my life. And I was bumped up to first class when I was doing a pro-life mission. And I think it's that abortionist you're speaking about.
No, it was somebody else.
Another one?
Yeah, another
well, this
one.
was a traveling abortionist from Birmingham. And he sat down right next to me on first class. And I confronted him. And he said to the stewardess, stewardess, tell this man to shut up, he's bothering me. And that's when I was serving as an Episcopal priest. I had my collar on, and I said, I'm a priest, and I love babies. He's an abortionist, and he kills them. Right on the flight. That went on for I don't know how long, but anyway.
It was a long flight.
Finally, at the end, God told me to say, tell him you love him, and that you're praying for him, and that he needs to repent.
And then he did.
He did. That's the other guy.
Right.
So that guy, God set that guy right next to me, this other abortionist. Anyway, he wound up through circumstances, situation, to repent.
But that's what we have to do. So the power of prayer
I hope he repented.
and
He's quit.
fasting is important, because if you don't pray for them, if you just stay angry at them, that's not going to do anything. We want to hear from Betty in Florida. Betty, welcome to At Home with Jim and Joy. Your comment about our question today.
Enjoy your children. My husband and I have 13 children, 37 grandchildren, 18 going on 19 great-grandchildren.
God bless you.
Yes.
Enjoy your children. We always had baptismal parties, birthday parties, and my husband and I worked at the Pregnancy Help Center and March for Life.
Beautiful.
And one time, my 4-year-old, I was washing her hair before we were going to pick it at an abortion clinic. She said, Mom, are you going to have an abortion? 4 years old.
Yeah.
I said, no, friend, you know better than that.
Beautiful. Betty, thank you so much for your sharing. We're going to have a guest on Wednesday and Thursday who has 13 children. And so you said you have 13 children. Her name is Anne Perrotet. She's written a beautiful book on the joys and just life of having that many children.
But
So
Betty
she's gonna
says
be-
such a beautiful thing. Enjoy your children. Celebrate life. Celebrate the sacraments in their lives. So it's not just that they're just being, it's a reality. It's an outward and it's a beautiful reality of what God is doing, not only in their bodies, but in their souls. So we have to teach it and take them to the locations of
Joy,
abortion
let's do
clinics.
this, because we only have like a minute and a half left. Let's just say again the areas, the way, these are the tips again. I just want you to hear this, okay? So volunteer your time, pray together, give your children an opportunity to love on babies, teach your children about abortion. What are the other ones?
Readings with and readings for your children.
In the article,
In
are
the
books to read.
There's a great book, Pro-Life Teens. Have conversations about the dignity of all human beings, preborn, youth, aged, and special needs. Embrace the right attitude. Children are naturally pro-life.
Yeah, so my tendency is to push hard. And so what Katie's saying is, you know what? Children are naturally inclined to life. It's the other side has to convince them about death. You don't have to work hard at convincing. Just show them pictures of fetal development, beautiful things. Love your kids. You love them. And
enjoy them, like Betty said.
there you go. So we're going to take a break at this point. Thank you for your participation. All together, we'll build a new culture of life and marriage and the family. You can count on it. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, before we wrap up today's show, we're going to go to Rome to check in with beautiful Joan Lewis. Now, Joan, what's the latest news from Rome?
Well, greetings from Rome, Jim and Joy. And as you know, of course, the Holy Father returned to Rome on Saturday from his 6-day trip to Canada, starting in Edmonton on the west, and then in Quebec in the east. And then his final day was spent in the northernmost city in Canada called Iqaluit, where once again he met with people of the Inuit populations. In fact, of course, we know that the main focus of his trip to Canada, his 37th international journey, which he called a penitential pilgrimage, this was to apologize to the First Nations, the Métis, and the Inuit populations for the role of the Catholic Church in the residential school systems. And what had happened was, in a dark period of the nation's history, children, Indigenous children, were removed from their families and communities and forcibly integrated into Canadian culture by placing them in these residential schools where all kinds of abuse occurred. And by the way, quite a number of these schools were run by the state as well as other Christian denominations. But on his first full day in Canada, just outside of Edmonton, the Holy Father issued a heartfelt apology in anguished words, expressing his indignation, his shame, and his sorrow. And in some way or another, an apology was issued by the Pope every day of his trip. And of course, during the trip, there were some amazingly moving moments. And we saw these, we heard them in words, and we saw them in images. And I think you remember the Holy Father embracing people of these indigenous tribes in their beautiful, colorful dress. And then on another occasion, kissing a long red banner that had the names of all of the children who had died in the residential schools. And yet on another day, so important, the Holy Father, standing and without the use of his cane, received a beautiful, imposing headdress placed on his head by the Golden Eagle Chief. This was a sign of respect and a sign of recognition of authority. And of course, how can we forget the image of the Pope in his wheelchair, alone, praying in a cemetery where so many of the students of the residential schools had died. And another time, of course, on the shore of Lake Anne, again, as happened throughout the trip so many times, deep emotion was really sketched on the Holy Father's face. Now, the Pope knows full well that this trip, this pilgrimage, was just the beginning of a period of healing and recognition. In fact, here's what he said just before his departure on Friday. I bear in my heart the incomparable treasure of all those individuals and peoples who have left a mark on me, the faces, smiles, and messages that remain with me, the unforgettable stories and natural beauties, the sounds, colors, and emotions that touched me deeply. I return to Rome greatly enriched by the indigenous realities of these lands. So, of course, how things might change, what will be the effect on everyone, long-term or short-term, only time will tell. But right here, now, time is up. So back to you.
Joan, thanks so much for that report. And we'll close today with a pro-life prayer. Heavenly Father, I embrace your grace today so that I might not think of another, speak to another, touch another without first looking for your face in the other. I ask all this through Jesus Christ, God incarnate, God with skin, God made poor, God with a face. All together we'll build a new culture of life, marriage, and the family. Keep it on EWTN. Bye now.